What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Michael Mayo with you once again, and today we're going to kind of start a quest, a little bit of a journey together. If you've been following my content from the past, you'll know that earlier this season had a bit of a back injury. It's kind of put me out for a little while. I had to go through some physical therapy and a whole bunch of mess like that. And I'm finally kind of back to where I'm ready to start getting into tournament shape. And so there's a big difference between knowing how to play disc golf and being in tournament shape and getting yourself dialed in to where you know how to play the game, and you can make a putt maybe 5 out of 10 times, but at tournament ready, you need to be making that shot 90% of the time. Your angles need to be nice and smooth. Your timing's got to be crisp. Everything has got to be in its place for you to be tournament ready. And I know that I'm not the only one that has to get myself prepped and get myself all practiced up, ready, dialed in for a tournament. So if you have any questions about that sort of thing, you can come with me on this journey to get tournament ready once again. If you go on to enjoy the content, be sure to let me know with a like down below. If you want to see disc golf content on a weekly basis, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know any of the questions that you've got in getting tournament ready. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now, one of the first things that I really like doing when I'm trying to knock off all the rust and try to get myself back into tournament shape is just to come out to a field and just do field work. I don't really want to get back out on the course. It's gonna kind of muddy the water. I might do well on one course, but I'm not really tournament ready, and gives you kind of false confidence. Nothing gets me more reps and more practice than coming out to a field and just throwing, getting lots of reps in, getting to know my discs well again, and just trying to get timing and my angles down. The big thing that you need to remember about when you're doing field work is that you don't need to just arbitrarily go into a field and just chunk a bunch of discs. You need to have a plan when you're going into it. So for me, the big things that I'm looking to achieve today is to focus on my timing and address my disc angles. One of the first things to go for me is my Anheuser release. I get my timing slips on that really bad. So today we're just coming out, I'm focusing on my timing and then getting my disc angles going in the direction that I want them to go. So this is what I typically bring to the field. I typically bring all of the discs that I currently have in my bag, and then I also bring kind of my backups. I'll typically carry a backup bag when I go to a tournament, just to ensure that I have, if I lose a disc or anything like that, I'm gonna have that backup ready to go, and I need to have some familiarity with it. So I typically bring those out to a practice session. I typically start with the putters and mids, and then slowly work my way into some of the neutral fairway drivers. I like starting there when I'm just trying to get timing, slow, just kind of slow and steady, introducing myself back into everything. They hold truer lines, so I'm able to monitor my disc angles a little bit easier. Then after I'm done with those, I typically move up into some of the distance drivers where more speed is required. They're more deliberate, they can be a bit more finicky, and so then I can kind of reward myself with a grip and rip session toward the end. So that's how I typically approach the discs that I actually bring to the field to do field work. Understand my discs that are in my bag, and then have an acquaintanceship built up with the spares that are coming if I end up losing one on the course. So like I said, I typically start off with putters and mids, and then just kind of work my way up from there. All I'm looking to accomplish: timing, disc angle. So I'm typically starting off on a flat release, and I'll work into hyzers and Anheisers after that. So flat release, nice and smooth, just putting it down there, working on my timing, making sure I'm nice and tight. right, sweet. We got a couple of rounds in, just nice and straight release, feeling good, timing's feeling pretty good. Now we're gonna move into the anhyzer release. We gotta make sure that our lines are nice and clean, our body mechanics are good, and we get that disc out on the line and angle that it's supposed to get on. So let's throw a couple lines, still with putters and mids. Sweet, anhyzer's done. Now we move on to the good old hyzer, and then obviously we're doing all of this for forehand as well. So backhand sets, straight, anhyzer, hyzer, then you go into forehand, straight, anhyzer, hyzer, you're gonna be set. Sweet, so now we've made our way through throwing straight angles, anhyzer angles, hyzer angles. I've been out here for about 25 minutes or so. I've thrown well over 50 shots already, and it's got me way more reps than if I would have gone out to the course, just throwing specific discs that I would use on specific holes. It's not gonna happen out here. I'm getting to throw every single disc multiple times, multiple angles. After you've made your way through your straight, anhyzer, hyzer routine with all of your discs, now's the time to start getting into stuff like, how's my disc gonna react on the ground? I can throw hyzers and skip shots. How much anhyzer is it gonna take for me to muffle out the skip and just let the disc flight plate meet the ground evenly so it negates all the skip? What's my disc gonna do on like a roller angle? What's it gonna do with a stall shot? Those are the times to start getting to know your discs in that way. That will open up and expand your game to a point where you're gonna be able to get your scramble ratings up. You'll be able to be looking at birdies and pars more regularly because you have a plethora of shots that you could be throwing out on the course. So now that we're done with the putters and mids, we move into the drivers, and this is where all the fun begins, right? Getting to the higher speeds, getting to the more distance, all the same rules apply. Be deliberate in how you're practicing. Have a method to what you're doing out there. So for us, again today, timing, and we're talking disc angles. So same routine, throwing discs on straight, anhyzer, and hyzer angles, making our reps right through our bag and our spares. Well, there you go. Night one, being back on the grind to get back into tournament shape is complete. It was a great night for me, man. Like, I got to throw well over 100 shots. I got to focus on my goals of just getting my timing and disc angles under control. It's not complete. I still have a long way to go, but I appreciate you coming along for the ride with me. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to take some of this stuff, glean some good information from it, and use it in your own field work when you go out and try to elevate your game. Thanks for coming along. Again, this is just part one. We're gonna do a couple other parts in this series of just kind of what it takes to take your game from being like a good player and trying to elevate it up into a competition player. So night one of field work complete. Thanks for coming along. If you like it, show me with a like down below. Show me a comment of what you do to get yourself back in shape, back in tournament style. And that's all I got for tonight. I'll see you in the next one.